Dailies today.
Dailies today.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
A very good morning to you again. If you're just joining the show, welcome to Dailies today. This is 99.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Wemimo. Adewuni. Jimi Disu joins me right now. Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
I'm good. Except for the crisis going on. Yeah.
Which crisis?
Ukraine now.
Oh, well, we don't know how far this is going, but I hope we're not looking at a world war in the making. It won't be funny at all. It's
prepping up to look like there might be, unless Russia, decides to, and I doubt that Putin would back off.
What actually worried me is some analysis that they did yesterday. They feel that probably he's been affected by the COVID lockdown. Maybe it has affected his mental state. Yes, I think that was on Sky. Either Sky or Al Jazeera, one of the two. And that they're now worried about his mental state. Now, if that is the case,
we're in for trouble.
We all need to brace up. We might have another Hitler on our hands. But we'll see how it goes.
We're here watching our fury, but let's look at some stories. We're live on Facebook and YouTube, so you can leave us your thoughts there. You can also use Twitter, is at Nigeria Info FM. Use the hashtag Nigeria Info MCF. Why military is reluctant to wipe out bandits, according to Governor El Rufai. It says terrorists control resources so huge they can destabilize Nigeria. Discloses preliminary investigations implicated some police and military personnel. Mutual distrust, suspicion among security agencies.
Excuse me.
Falling insecurity. DGDSS, sorry.
I think I'm coming down with a cold. Right. Now, what El Rufai says here in this full page story here is not pleasing to the ears. Sorry.
Oh.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. It's not pleasing to the ears. Because what it tends to portray here is that we really don't have a solution to the crisis. What does El Rufai say? El Rufai raised alarm on the financial resources available to the terror rings that are terrorizing us in the north. He says that they have enough resources to destabilize a nation.
But it's the truth now.
Yes. I'm not doubting that. And he said that preliminary investigations had revealed that some security operatives were also working for the terrorists.
Yeah, I'm not shocked. Not shocked.
And he said while they campaigned for the bandits to be classified as terrorists, there were some pushbacks on the ground that they did not have a recognized leadership structure. If you have a leader, it's easy for you. Maybe if you take him out, things might get better, or you're able to negotiate or whatever. But they don't have a recognized leader, so they are ragtag.
Yeah, and that's more difficult.
Groups, and that's much more difficult. So he also said something that is quite significant, that the military is reluctant to take them on because they don't want to end up in the what's this world court called? ICC. They don't want to end up in the international
for crimes of war.
Yeah, because even though you've classified them as terrorists, they are afraid of the backlash that if they do take them on, you might have to bomb them,
and that might affect civilians.
Apart from even civilians, they with the war politics, the classification notwithstanding, no military leader wants to face the international law court for genocide. So, question is, what do you do? What do you then do? Because he says here that even the Northwest bandits are more vicious than Boko Haram, and concludes by saying that there may even be collaborators among security agents. I think Nigeria needs to make up its mind what it wants to do as security forces. They need to make up their minds what they want to do. I think we're just jolly well tired of excuses.
Yeah.
Okay. What I see is that I think there's a problem at the top. There's a problem at the top, and there is probably, because you see, the amount of corruption at the top in terms of acquisition of arms and so on and so forth has opened up our eyes to the fact that you might not even have a well-structured army on your hands. That's the honest to God truth. It's time we start telling ourselves, you might not have a well-structured army on your hands with the level of corruption, the amount of generals on trial for this and for that.
Yeah.
These things also affect the morale of our soldiers.
Let me tell you the instance I had some weeks ago. The the taxi I took home. I mean, I saw this man's cab was extremely neat. You know, I was like, how do you keep this thing so neat? He says, I clean it all the time. And then we started talking, and he just resigned. I'm told the word is not resigned. I can't remember what it's called. But in our own terms, he just resigned from the military. He showed me his pictures. He had just come back from Bono. And he told me how they were ambushed. And he's of the strong belief, that's why I said I'm not shocked, that there were informants within the military who tell this. So that he says in his platoon, whatever, they killed them mercilessly.
Also, when we keep telling the president about the lopsidedness in the hierarchy of our security forces, it affects the morale.
It does.
Of the foot soldiers. We keep saying these things. It's clear to anybody. You don't need to be a military expert to know that. But what do we have? So, I mean, we cannot eat our cake and have it. The president said that he cannot wait to become our next president. I think neither can we.
He said that.
He said that he wants to be. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. We keep saying these things. The lopsidedness in the military, it will decimate it already. The lopsidedness in the security structure will decimate whatever you might want to do. That's why you find people are ready to sell their souls to the devil because their morale is low. I can imagine you hear discussions like if you want blah 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 from your own side of the country, it will tell those ones to go and fight. It's quite clear. It's quite clear to us what part of what the problem is, and I think Nigeria, anyway, we have a chance again in 2003. We better just do the right thing.
I hope so. And 2003 is just a few months away from now.
I can't wait for us to have the opportunity to have a clear-headed president.
The opportunity is not the problem. It's what we make of the opportunity and the final outcome.
Let's have the opportunity first, then we'll know what to make of
it. Okay, no.
I mean, because it's quite clear. I don't know. I don't understand President Buhari. I'm sorry. I had thought that being a retired general, these are one of the things that the two major reasons why I supported President Buhari is I thought he would be able to fix corruption and security. Rather, he keeps focusing on why we are not trekking from Lagos to Ibadan, which in itself is an insult. But that's a story for another day.
Let's talk about the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. We have this headline in the Vanguard. Russia-Ukraine war. Federal government to evacuate Nigerians from Ukraine, says Onyema. Remain calm. Take responsibility for your personal security, says Nigerian embassy. Evacuate Nigerian citizen in Ukraine now, reps tell federal government. As Gbada gives leader, committee chair, Monday deadline. Suggests contact with Air Peace for evacuation. So Air Peace is gradually becoming our evacuation solution.
Yes, because he did it for free the other time.
Yeah.
Look at our mentality.
No, I don't want to believe they want to offer for him to do for free.
That is the speaker saying specifically to talk to this guy. Governance is not done in that manner. Your job is to tell them, go and find the means. You can even hire an aircraft from Ukraine itself to make it faster.
Yeah.
And in any case, if you or I were in Ukraine, we would have made up our minds whether we want to stay or we want to leave. Where I'm going is this thing, we saw this thing coming. You should have tried to evacuate our people 2 weeks, a month before this day came. We saw it coming. It was quite glaring. And I'm quite embarrassed that you have, it says in his remarks, the speaker suggested an interface with the ministry, NIA, and embassy for immediate. It shouldn't even get to this level. This is part of the functions of government. It should have been done spot on. We have a foreign affairs minister. We have, I don't know what job Abike Dabiri is doing there. This decision is an executive decision. It should have been taken.
Well, the minister said he had spoken to Russia. Russia said they won't go to war. I remember that the US also said it is not evacuating its citizens. So maybe we took a cue from them.
If the US is not evacuating it's whatever, that's their business. We should evacuate our own people.
Right.
How are you now going to get into Ukraine now to you want airpeace to go and burn up?
that is the issue right now.
And it says that Baja also suggested that the meeting failed to take urgent decision. The House should immediately contact the chairman of airpeace, regardless of the cost, to head to Ukraine tomorrow and evacuate the students on Monday. I don't know.
I hope the news is not true about Russia having bombed their international airport in Ukraine. If they have done that, it is true.
At least they bombed part of the. You can't go into a war zone.
Right, I mean, with civilian aeroplane.
No flights can go into that place now as we speak.
I remember the place is on state of emergency, so I don't know how that's going to work. I'm
saying that you can't even get into the airspace.
It's a huge risk.
It's not a risk, it's suicide.
That's the word.
It's not one of the two parties will shoot you down. If the Russians don't get you,
the Ukraine will get you. Let's wait to see if airpeace, thermal material, let's see how that would go.
I like that word, terrorism.
It's a terrorist situation, sincerely. But it's also patriotic, right? Let's see this one from the New Telegraph. 2023. Nah, I don't have. Group wants Emefiele to rescue Nigeria. There's a group called Push for Emefiele 2023 presidency. They're begging
this presidency thing is gradually becoming a joke, and it's like a joke too far. And the Emefiele should do something responsible if he wants. All these tactics we know.
We're used to it now.
One group inviting you, and that we're used to these tactics. Emefiele should make up his mind. If he wants to run for the presidency, can he please resign from his governorship and then go pick up, go and hit the road and start campaigning?
Yep.
All these are distractions. It doesn't do any good to his person. It doesn't do any good to his job that is not doing well anyway. And I doubt even if he has, from the way he handled the Aboki FX crisis, from the way he handled that simple issue, I doubt if he has the maturity to lead a state, talk less of a country. But then it's an open whatever. Anybody can aspire to be governor, to be president.
Yeah.
It's fair enough. But to have your central bank governor involved in something like this is untidy. And it's a reflection of the man's mind. He has a very restless mind. You can't make up your mind whether you want to be CBN governor or you want to run. All these tactics about groups and having posters all over the place. And like Osa said yesterday, and we are going to continue the discussion today at 9 o'clock, a lot of these people are being pushed by business interests who just want to hold this country by the jugular. You do understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
The president we need is a human, not a business representative, a human representative. A human representative who thinks more for the masses and for the betterment of this country than for business interests. What is Emefiele's record as a CBN minister?
Governor.
I have, some of us we have to start calling a spade now. Well, they said I shouldn't say that anymore.
Why?
Because I've said it repeatedly. but yes, he should make up his mind. And if this is the way he wants to run for his own presidency, it's even another reason why I think that he should just retire with this government and let us have a fresh beginning in the new dispensation. A CBN governor should not be heard. It should not even be seen. But some are CBN governors in the past they behave as if they are the 37th governor. This, you remember the story of when he turned 60. He couldn't answer a simple question about how he was able to, about the reasoning behind going abroad with his friends and associates and whatever, and having some big throw party. We kept asking him, he didn't answer. People shouldn't think that they're going to take this country for a ride. Everybody eye don't sharp. Everybody eye don't open. I'm a bit tired of those who think that it's just a hip thing to say I want to run for the presidency. We need serious-minded people who are sure, and we are also sure that have the wherewithal to lead us to the next dispensation.
I agree that's what we need. Well, again, my worry is if that's what we'll get. I mean, the people who, the options we have is what we can vote for.
What also upsets me is this idea of friends of this and friends of that. For God's sake, you should be brave enough to come out boldly. MFLA should tell us now. The president should have called him. Do you want to run for this thing? If you want to run, please resign. The CBN governor is crucial. Yeah. That position is crucial, and it's not a toy thing.
Yeah, it's a very sensitive.
Very
position.
Sensitive, yes.
You hold the economy, the financial, everything of Nigeria.
When I think of the late song, the late Ola Vincent, men of honor doing their job quietly. It's not show business.
Let me take a few comments from Facebook. Felix, good to see my face. Okay, yeah, thanks. Hey, Gran Oni says, I think El-Rufai is just afraid of having the... What are you saying? RASP? Okay, what do you mean RASP? But the Pusing syndrome spreading to Nigeria. When did he become a sudden sympathizer with Nigerians? Oni from Agbara. I agree with your submission of this El-Rufai interview, says Olugbenga Akomu. But Bodela Lemi. I think we should just go our separate ways. The northern leadership has encouraged and forces them, so let them deal with their problem. You mean in terms of security? It's not that simple.
No, I'd like to correct one idea that keeps propping up. Once you have a problem, you think that you want to go your separate ways. It's not going to solve your problem
at all.
It's like my people who say they want a Yoruba nation just because we have somebody who is quite insensitive to balancing. He's going to live in another 1 year. So rather than put your energies on leaving Nigeria, which you shouldn't because you've invested so much, that you work in putting somebody there who will be sympathetic to your cause
and hold them accountable.
So this idea that has been planted in people's minds, we want to go our separate ways. Nigeria's greatest problems their greatest problems are localized. They are not too far from them. A lot of people, some of these people who talk about going separate ways are contractors, they are businessmen. But for the local person, his problem is localized.
Absolutely.
His problem is localized from his local government chairman to his councillor to his governor.
Absolutely.
So let's stop having this idea of let's go our separate ways. It won't solve your problem. In fact, if you are not careful, it will compound it.
I totally agree.
I'm a Lagosian here. I keep saying it. I don't feel oppressed by any Hausa Fulani, whatever. I'm not a contractor.
Yeah.
My problem is with the immediate local government, the governor, and with the person who is putting his knee on the governor's neck. That's why my problem is localized.
Let me take a few comments from YouTube. Wemimo is not wearing a face mask. I don't wear when I'm sitting here. I'm speaking. We've got space in between. Joshua Adeyemi, I hope that answers your question. Kanikos Ezia Maramu, 2023, not... Yeah, okay, thanks. Oluwa Sheun Olatunde, Nigerian soldiers are best on land, but it seems it's Nigerian army against Nigerian army. The house is divided against itself. That's why we're not winning the war against Boko Haram. Is it Nana, if she's the only one... Okay, so you guys are just so funny. Sadiq Badegashi, the government has a hall of fame of being slow. Segun Ajayi, we saw the crisis coming when Nigeria with a fire brigade approach to issues. Joshua Adeyemi, airpeace has experience. It doesn't have to be free, so why not use them? Oluwa Sheun Olatunde says Ukraine is a no-fly zone, so how do they want to do it? I have no idea. Patrick Odua says shameless people, FP should go evacuate your own citizens. Other countries have been sending security advisories to their citizens in Ukraine since January. All right, let's see this next one. You should pay attention. Eko Bridge, Lagos government diverts traffic for 6 months as federal government commences repair works.
I wonder when we will have peace. Those of us who really and truly live on the mainland and have to ply our trade on the island. Because this news, inevitable as it might seem, it's not pleasing to the ears. What it says here is that traffic is going to be diverted again for another 6 months on Eko Bridge. When are we going to have a respite? In all honesty, it's becoming quite frustrating. This Lagos state government, by some, much as it claims it's doing infrastructural development and this and that, has been a pain to us. That's what it is. That's the bottom line. As soon as I saw this morning, my heart sank.
Another 6 months.
Another 6 months. I mean, for God's sake, they said they announced the diversion of traffic for a duration of 6 months, beginning from the 5th of March. Because while this is a federal government initiative, because these things happen between Lagos State and the federal government. The question I ask is, why not liaise with the federal government? Finish what you are doing at Yaba, so that those who are coming from Sulere and Co can go through Yaba to link up the third mainland. To get to the island now, those of us in Sulere have to drive all the way to Antoni.
Absolutely.
And then go on the third mainland bridge.
Everyone has to go on the third mainland bridge. You know the way I feel sometimes? I feel like sometimes when they want to fix this road, they feel like, you people, you want us to do roads, Abi, at the mass affair. So we're going to do everything at the same time. Please let me say that in English.
No, I think that you will have a frenzy of contracts coming out usually when you have elections coming. You will have a lot of, and usually the juicy place for contracts is the Ministry of Works and Automatic Supply and your guess is as good as mine where all that is going. But let me give you the details in case you don't know. According to the repair schedule contained in the notification, that diversion point is on the Akpompo bound lane of the bridge. Articulated and heavy duty trucks will be barred from using the bridge due to the nature of the repair works. They will therefore be diverted to Costain roundabout. Hey, we don't die for that anymore, but the Thomas area, to access their desired destinations, while smaller vehicles inbound Akpompo from Alaka can still utilize the bridge during the course of the repair works.
Okay, so maybe it's not total. I'm trying to figure out how that would work.
No, but for as long as works are going on, there'll be there's heavy traffic anyway.
Normally.
From the marina end.
Yeah, normally.
As we speak. The diversion to CMS, I don't know.
All right. I'm looking forward to becoming a former president, says Buhari. Okay. Let me see. Okay, he says he has no intention of staying beyond the 2 terms he's done.
Neither do we want him to stay beyond the 2 terms he's done. I can't wait for us to have a new leader, in all honesty. Buhari has let us down. Those of us who swore by him, he has let us down completely. By his deeds and by his nature, he has let us down. We don't understand our president. He is very reluctant to talk to us. We don't know his mood. He doesn't know how to balance things. Part of the tension in the land is caused by him. And yet his supporters keep talking about how he has built bridges and he has built this and built that. Aren't you going to have peace in the land for you to access the bridges? Look at the problem highlighted by El Rufai here. What he hasn't said, we know. And it's simple common sense. You don't have a formidable armed forces. What you have are individuals bunched together, probably looking out for personal interests. Because you haven't bonded them. Because your appointments at the top are lopsided. That is very clear. You can't have an argument over that. You can't have an argument over that. There is nobody from the southeast at the top of the security structure in Nigeria. Yet you have southeast personnel who work in these places. How do you want them to feel? I mean, it's time we have to look ourselves in the eye and tell ourselves some home truths. You have private sergeants, whatever, WS, you have them in all the security, whatever, all the way up to generals. But there is nobody from the southeast at the top of the. You need to carry people along. And I think we must brace ourselves to make sure that people don't turn our country into private enterprise.
All right, for time, let's see this story. Accolades going on for Gbajabiamila here. I'm trying to scoop through the paper. It's here on the southwest focus page of the New Telegraph. Gbajabiamila changing the face of Surulere. Apparently, on February 19, they had an empowerment program at the main bowl of the Teslim Balogun. He gave out stuff including 1,020 laptops to teachers, financial support to about 1,600 business owners, 145 automobiles, fully equipped medical ambulances, and the list goes on and on.
You see, it's only in a country like ours that politicians pick up government's responsibility so they can take glory for it. Have you heard anywhere in the US or in the UK about private people empowering? No. These things that he has done are things that are supposed to be done by the government. And he's supposed to use his influence to make sure that it's the government's job to give laptops to teachers and students.
And to fix roads.
Fix roads.
Local government.
Your job is to sit on the governor to make sure that he fixes the roads. So he's done that well. So Surulere people are happy, given the circumstance. And then he has bombarded the place with his every street from one end to the other has his billboard. I mean, unfortunately, I'm not close to him, but I've sent people to him that this is an invasion. Every street at both ends, everywhere is his billboard. You know, showing how he has influenced this and influenced that.
Does he want to run for governor in Lagos State?
Even if he wants to. These politicians are lucky that our people don't understand democracy.
Yeah.
And that some of these things that I give away to them actually are insulting them.
And they're not doing you a favor.
You keep people impoverished, you now give them giveaways. You pay tithes with their money and give them giveaways. But our people don't understand these things. They're happy. There is nothing called empowerment. It is the job of your rep is to make sure that the government that is responsible, either the local government or the state government, provides these things. But Koyewa, we don't understand it. So at least now we'll be thanking him for the little that he has done.
I think possibly when we begin to have conversations around removing constituency projects from lawmakers, I don't think they have any business with executing projects. That's what I think.
From that,
but until we fix that,
there's a crucial question to be asked, not for him, but in general. The funding for these things come originally from where?
Yeah, whose money is it?
Whose money is it?
As in when you're doing,
I'm just asking a question.
Yes, now. Is it like from your salary?
No. You don't need to go. Don't need to expand
we should just leave it.
You don't need to expand it.
All right, we've left it for you guys.
Where is the original source of funds that are used for these things?
Okay, we need to go now. Tell me your thoughts on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM. Make sure you tag Jimi Disu, okay, so that I can see your responses.
The Twitter handle is at Jimi Disu.
That's right. I'm there as well. Wemimo Sport. I'd love to read from you. Jimi Disu is back at 9. Let's talk about hot takes at 8 o'clock. The biggest stories from the week. Of course, Ukraine will top the gist, but we'll have more at 8 o'clock right after the news. My name is Wemimo Adewuni. He is
Jimi Disu.
See you again.
I'll see you at 9. Yo, the streets are not smiling. The speed at which everyone is learning new skills. How am I supposed to impress when the other guy can play the
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.